Hey everybody, it's Chad with Nobody Else's Auto. Today, we're going to take you on a quick walk around of something really cool. Now, if you've been out to my place before, and I'm sure a few of you have been, a lot of you guys always look to the north and say, where are all those cars over there? Those cars have been tied up in an estate for years. Well, they're not tied up in the estate anymore. We've got it bought. We're adding it into our stuff. We're going to be slowly starting integrating inventory, sorting, trying to figure out what all we've got. Now, if we look out over just a quick skim across this way, you see a lot of cars. There's 300 and some, I think close to 400 cars here. We were obviously pushing 1,000 before, 700-800 cars, so I think we're solidly 11, maybe 1,200 cars on the ground here right now. So, this stuff that we're talking about today, I've had access to the yard throughout this past year, but we've had a few, I've had a few people that I've already gotten some stuff out of here because I've had access to it and been able to get into it. However, until we actually had the deed transferred and I knew it was all mine and it was done, I didn't want to, really start showing it off, because you never know until the paperwork is done and the deed's transferred and it's all registered to you through the county that it's done. So we know now that it's done. So we've got Shayla on the phones. If you've got any questions, throw them out there. She'll try to get them to us. We'll try to do what we can. We're going to start walking you around some of this today. It's not a bad day. We'll probably have a little bit of a breeze, but it is January, and the fact that it's January, we've got sun, we've got a halfway decent day. We thought, well, let's bring you guys out here. Let's start looking around. Obviously, there will be tons of videos coming out on this stuff over the next several weeks, primarily on the Nobody Show page. How many?
50 on Nobody's.
We got 50 of you on already. Great, thanks. Appreciate you being
12
here.
12 on the other.
So, tell your friends. We're going to hang out here for a little bit. If you got some questions, throw them up there. If there's something you want to see, we'll try to get by it. But like I said, lots and lots of cool stuff here. This stuff, a lot of it isn't complete. It has been parted some 15 or 20 years ago, but the majority of these cars have not been touched in about 10 or 15 years. So we also have another building with this deal that we got that's also full of parts, and there's a few cars in there. There's a 59 Thunderbird in there, and there's a Fox Body Mustang in the building. So, and a lot of pieces we haven't even started sorting through yet. So,
there's already questions popping up.
Okay.
What city's located in?
We're in Great Bend, Kansas.
Any 55 R10 international trucks?
I do have several 55 internationals. I think there's a few in here, and I've got several on the other side that we've had too. So,
any Finn Mopars? Any 58, 59 Mercuries? Any 58 to 60 GM cars?
There's 58 to 60 GM cars we've got. There's a few late 50s Finn Mopars. We'll catch a few of those today.
I need a 56 Chevy pickup builder.
Don't have everything intact in a 56 Chevy pickup. And before we get into this real quick, don't be afraid to call me, guys. Call me later today, call me tomorrow, and get me specific lists of what you want. Be more than happy to show you some of this stuff today, but you've got to call me. Just like the radio post I put on the Nobody Else's Auto page last night. There's 35 radios in those boxes. How much is a radio? I don't know, because I don't know if you want black knobs. I don't know if you want runs with custom cab knobs, things like that. All that stuff comes into play. So just call me. My numbers are on the pages, 620-786-4428, or the yard number, 620-793-3557. Both those are listed on the pages. Don't be afraid to call me so we can have a conversation about what you need. If you're building a rat rod, you may not want a show quality piece. If you're doing a full restoration, you want a different piece than the rat rod guy. So call me so we can have that conversation.
Any 39 to 47 COEs?
None that are for sale, because you'd have to fight my daughter for the two cab overs we've got in that era, and you're probably not going to win. So.
And somebody's got a question, moving it all to your lot?
Well, that's the thing. It's right here. It's literally the property lines are adjoining. So we will be moving a lot of it, but we're just going to integrate inventory. I've got to figure out what's going to go in what groups. I know a lot of the GM stuff is going to go over to my side. I think I'm going to set some Ford sections up over here. So we're going to be moving a lot of it, but it's just going to be back and forth as I build sections so I know what vehicles I've got in that particular era.
Any GM 72 to 76 Chevy cars?
Some.
Do you ship parts?
Ship all the time.
Any 64 Ford Galaxy parts or cars?
Several 64 full size in stock right now, probably 6 or 8 of them.
Any Volkswagen Beetle or bus?
Some late 60s, early 70s stuff.
69, 70 Camaros?
None of those right now.
57 Ford Fairlane, 60 Rambler.
Got a 60 Rambler wagon, no 57 Ford cars right now.
26, 27 Model T.
There's a pile of T parts back here is all I've got in T stuff.
54, 55 GMC grill surrounds.
No, nothing there.
Hi, Brad Heine. He's watching. It's any 71 to 71 full-size GM car or wagons.
Some, no wagons, some cars.
60s Ford Galaxies.
Let's start heading this way. You can keep throwing your questions up there. We'll try to get to them. We'll start walking around a little bit. Up here, I did move a couple of these up here. 2 or 3 were here, and I moved a couple more here. Early 60s era Chevy and GMC pickups.
69
cool wrecker.
69 Electra 225, 40 Chevy.
We do have 69 Electras in stock.
69 Chargers.
No 68 to 70 Coke bottle Chargers at all.
35, 36 Ford pickup bed and fender. 73, 79 Ford truck crew cabs.
No Cruise in 73 to 79.
40 Chevy. I think
40 Chevy car, truck. Depends on what we got there. So there again, that's the importance of calling me. So super cool pickups up here. The wrecker's awesome. I got a buddy that's already laid claim to the wrecker, so I think it's going to be spoken for. Great looking truck, 63 Chevy C30 1-ton custom cab long bed with a wrecker bed in it. So super cool piece.
GM car wagons, 46 Chevy pickups.
I do have 41 to 46 Chevy pickup parts, nothing intact.
39, 47 Dodge truck, 61 Chevy truck, 64 Dodge D100.
I've got a 64 D100 in stock. We do have several 60 to 63 Chevy pickups in stock.
55 Chevy Chrome.
There again, 55 Chevy what and what Chrome. That's why we need to have that conversation. There's a 73 Chevy over there. We've got some trucks over there. There's a 53 to 55 Ford. There's a 53 Dodge. Early 50s era Chevy.
Now I can't read the screens because of the sun.
Okay. We're trying to get to the questions as we can. The sun's fighting us a little bit on the phones. 66 Impala 2-door hardtop. 59 Ranchero. Got an Edsel poking out there for our buddy Phil. There's one of the Edsels.
Caprice Impala in the background. How are fenders?
There again, you got to call me and give me the year. I mean, Caprice Impala, there's a 66 and a 73 right there in that shop. So we can get into those specifics too. So there's a really cool little 2-door Hudson, 51 Ford Victoria 2-door hardtop.
Oh, the questions are coming so fast.
We're trying to get as many questions as we can, so bear with us.
51 Dodge Brothers turning parts. Any complete Ford Highboys.
No Highboy Fords at all.
51 Ford F1 hood chrome. 38 Chevy Suburban. 56, 57 Lincoln Continental.
51 Ford, depends on which hood trim you need. And what else do we have?
56, 57 Lincoln Continental. 38 Chevy Suburban.
No 38 Suburbans, no 56 or 7 Lincolns.
51 Ford F1 hood chrome. 51 Dodge Brothers turning parts.
There again, I'd have to have a little more info on that. Here's something we don't see every day. 67 Olds 2-door hardtop.
64 Camaros.
That must have been a typo.
73 Impala fenders.
I'll have to check and see, and I've got several 73s. Even stuff like this. Here's a bed for like an early 50s F2, a long bed, 51, 52 era Ford.
Still have the 427 Galaxy.
I don't have any 427 Galaxies. There is a 51 or 52 Ford pickup right there. Another old Chevy pickup. Another Edsel hiding back in there. There's a 59 Edsel. Cool little pink and white Hudson Hornet back there, about a 55, 56, I'm guessing.
Hi, daughter.
28 Buick. Old Ford coupe body, like a 41, I think.
65 El Camino.
I've got a few pieces off a 65 El Camino. I don't have any cars.
60 through 80 Cadillacs.
Some. We had a question right went on Finn Mopars. There's a 59 Plymouth right there.
35, 37 GM pickup.
There again, I've got some stuff for those. Depends on which one you want. That's several different pickups in that window. 66 Buick, late 70s Dodge Charger, kind of the Cordova body style you don't see real often. Over there, we've got a Vega wagon with a luggage rack on it. Something you don't see every day. Kind of for a good reason. They weren't real popular, but now nobody saved them and you can't find stuff for them.
61 Econoline pickup, straight 6 engine, 48 Ford Coupe.
I don't have any 48 Ford Coupes. The only thing I've got in the 60s Econoline is one van.
64 Grand Prix.
I've got some 64 Catalinas, no Grand Prix.
35 to 36 Chevy. 69 to 72 C10 truck.
I've got some parts for those. I don't have a ton of them. I don't have any good projects.
What year Cadillacs?
I've got a lot of Cadillacs. So over here, there's a couple of Kaisers. Something you don't see every day. 53 Chevy, 61 Chevy pickup. Square body Chevy, 67 to 72 Ford in the corner. There's a 41 to 46 GMC, which is a little different.
4850 Ford F1.
I don't have any intact F1s in 48 to 50.
66 Catalina convertible.
No convertibles. I've got several 66 full size, but no convertibles.
Do any of your cars have titles?
A lot of them do.
How the heck do you remember what you have?
That's a good question.
Yes, it is.
Couple of 48 to 53 era Chevy trucks over here to the right.
Any 64 Mercury big cars?
No, we've got a 63.
6772 F500 F750 medium duty truck parts.
Nothing right now. We'll keep heading down this way. If you guys are still hanging with us, you want to keep watching, we'll keep showing you some cars. We'll keep walking around. How many people do we have on?
82 on the Nobody's page, 20 on the Nobody's show.
Okay, so between the two pages, we're right at 100 people now. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with us. It's fun. I like to do this. It's a lot of work, but if you guys aren't here hanging out with us, there's no point in doing it. So I appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your day. Let's head down this way. We'll get the phones out of the sun.
Bob Pohl wants to know, is there a list somewhere? It's in his head, Bob.
And I know, and I get those questions. A lot of people want a list. It changes almost daily. That's the problem with the list. By the time the list got done, I would have to spend the next day editing the list. Last week, I had 4 or 5 cars come in last week. So by the time, it's constantly changing. And that doesn't count what's going out. It's always changing. That's why I do like Facebook. I can throw the new inventory up there, and you guys can see it as it's coming in. And that's what's, and there's been so much stuff coming in here lately, I can't even hardly keep up. I've got several things that came in over the last couple weeks I haven't even got up on Facebook yet. So bear with us, and we're going to keep working on that stuff.
Now, common question, can we come to the yard and walk around and look?
At this point, I'm not set up to do tours. I've got to get to work on it, but I'm not set up to do the tours yet. Insurance won't let you just go wander, but so I'm trying to get all the paperwork done and everything set up so that I can actually be able to do tours. It's in process. I know I've been saying that for a while. It's just, there's just a lot of pieces to that puzzle to do it. So over here we got a late 20, or like a early 30s International truck.
Willie's pickups or wagons?
Willie's?
Yes.
The only Willie's I got's a 41 pickup.
52 to 54 Ford cars.
That's one area I've got a few, but I'm actually a little weak in 52 to 54 Ford cars.
Any Impalas?
Some.
69 Pontiac Grand Prix fenders.
I don't have any 69 to 72 Grand Prix.
3537 GM cab and doors.
There again, some depends on which one you need. There's several different ones in that window.
Brad Heine says more Vegas. Show them the diesel.
We'll try to get over that way. Well, let's keep moving as we're going. We'll keep hitting your questions. But this International here, early 30s, believe it or not, that truck's mostly complete. Just all the wood fell out and all the sheet metal's piled up there. 2-door DeSoto, kind of a cool car, about a 49.
58, 59 Rambler, 56 Oldsmobile or 66 Comets.
We've got a 58 Rambler. What was the Oldsmobile?
56 Oldsmobile.
No 56 Oldsmobiles.
57 Pontiac Star Chief.
No Star Chiefs. I've got a couple of Chiefs.
We're in Kansas.
51 Buick. Here's one of those R-Series Internationals, 53 to 55. Right there. Another real early Chevy.
When's the best time to call?
pretty much any time between 8 and 8 most days. If you miss me, that means I'm probably on the phone. Leave me a quick message. If you don't leave me a message, I assume you want to sell me an extended warranty because my phone rings all day long. So just leave me a quick message. As soon as I get done with the other guy, I will get back with you.
Hemi DeSoto?
I do have Hemi DeSotos. I've even got a Hemi DeSoto wagon. Top that. I got a DeSoto station wagon that's still got its Hemi in it. That's a cool car.
How's the grill on the truck? Which truck, Riley? 63 Chevy truck radio.
I've got 60 to 63 Chevy truck radios.
Do you guys have a U-pull-it system?
No. No, you pull it. There's one of the 64 Ford full size we talked about earlier. Here's the back of the Edsel. There's the old 59 Edsel. Something we definitely don't see every day over here, a Willys Aero car. These cars were only made for a couple years. They only made like 10,000 Willys Aero cars. I've got 3 of those Willys Aero cars in here. So the few guys that have Willys Aero cars, I've actually got a few in here.
What year Hemi DeSoto wagon?
55.
R100 grill on the truck.
I don't remember how good that one is. I don't have any real good ones. That one I would have to check and see when we get time. Here's a 59 DeSoto. There's another one of our Finn Mopars from the late 50s.
Tyler, we're in Great Bend, Kansas.
There's another DeSoto next to that one a little bit earlier. Check out the lines on this Hudson. This is a great looking 2-door Hudson right here. Super good looking car. I love that car.
40 Chevy clock.
That I don't know. I don't think I do. Over here's the first one of our Cadillacs. There's a 55. Cool looking little 2-door Rambler. Mid-50s. And next to that, a car we definitely don't see, Rambler Marlin. Very seldom you see Rambler Marlins. Those are a great looking car. That was a car that has really been overlooked. But those are a neat car.
Not sure if my question came through, but 56, 57 Lincoln Continental.
Nothing there.
Aldo wants to know if he can call now.
Well, the phones are tied up right now, so give us a little bit, and but we'll get with you.
55, 56 Chevy truck, 36 Plymouth 4-door, 55 Olds.
I've got some 36 Plymouths. I do not have any 55 Olds, but I do have one bought coming in. What was the other one?
36 Plymouth 4-door.
36 Plymouths, I've got some of those.
55 Oldsmobiles.
55 Olds, that's one I've got coming in.
48 Chevy Fleet Lines.
I do have 3 or 4 47, 48 Fleet Lines.
Did I say 55, 56 Chevy truck?
I've got parts. I don't have everything intact in a 55, 56 truck.
Kirby Hall says hi from West Virginia.
Hello, West Virginia. Glad you're here with us.
Mike Strauss, you seem to be balding.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Mike Strauss. Falcon Ranchero, definitely something you don't see. A couple of shoebox Fords in this corner.
What is your address? I will send you a weed whacker, LOL.
That's one thing we got to get cleaned up in this lot. If you've seen the videos in our lot, we try to keep it sprayed and keep this stuff down. Like I said, this stuff, we haven't owned it. I've had this lot sprayed actually a few times over the last couple of years, just trying to keep the big stuff down. Believe it or not, this isn't bad compared to what this was like 3 years ago. As we got about halfway back, you couldn't even see the cars, the weeds were so bad. So I've actually been spraying this just to try to keep it under control and keep the stuff from going into my side. So I do want to get the weed situation under control in here also.
Any 58 to 64 Impala convertible, 61 nope. Impala parts.
I've got a 61 Biscayne, I've got a 61 Impala coming in, no 58 to 64 convertibles.
55 Cadillac Builder.
I've got a ton of 55 Cadillacs. If you want to build a 55 Cadillac, we ought to have a conversation because I've had one convertible Radhold for years, and I've got several Coupe de Villes, and I was always going to do the convertible, and I don't know if I'm going to get to it. So I've got a bunch of 55 Cadillacs.
Is there a Jaguar XKE in the building?
Nope.
Any 58 Buick Limiteds or 58 Olds 98s?
Nothing there.
36 Chevy Coupe.
Nothing, no 36 Chevy Coupes.
David Schrader says hey from Texas.
Texas is with us now.
We had Oshkosh, Wisconsin pop up earlier. Any 68, 69 Camaros.
No first gen F bodies at all right now.
36 Chevy Coupe doors.
Nothing in 36 Chevy Coupe.
60s Toyota Coronas.
I don't do any Asian stuff. While we're here, let's take a look at this cool truck. This is like a 30, 31 era Chevy ton and a half. It's got an old fuel tank on it. That's a cool looking piece too.
Early Broncos.
No early Bronco stuff at all. So let's head back down this way. We're gonna have to be fighting the sun on the screens again.
Christopher Robertson, hello from Indianapolis.
Hey, Indianapolis. Here's another good looking Hudson. This one's just a 4-door, but man, these cars had great lines with that low roof line, a lot of cool looking trim.
68 through 70 El Camino.
I've got 168 El Caminos all. Another Vega, 49 Dodge. Here's another something that's kind of cool you don't see every day. 49 Plymouth, 2-door suburban station wagon. That's kind of a cool looking car.
Matt Barrett, Phoenix, Arizona says hi, love your live feeds.
Thanks, appreciate you being here with us, Phoenix. Another Falcon, Packard, big old Packard. And another cool little Hudson, a little Hudson Superjet.
James Boots, hey from Australia, any 55 Buick specials?
I do have a couple 55 specials. Thanks for being here, Australia. That's pretty cool.
Any Ford FE Hypo Motors?
No hypo stuff. 41 Buick Special. That's a good looking car. Little Mustang Coupe. 46 to 48 era Plymouth. Another 55 Cadillac.
More info on the 2-door Suburban?
Yeah, well, if you want to get into specifics, please just give me a call later. Be more than happy to show you some of this stuff. But, and we can get you some pictures and stuff of it individually later on, too.
Scott Thomas, greetings from snowy Michigan. Leonard Spagari, hey, Willits, California.
California, Michigan, Australia, we're all over. How many people we have on with us now?
81 on nobody's page, 23 on the show.
So we're still a little over 100. Thanks for hanging in there with us, guys. We hope you're enjoying it. We're trying to just show you some cool stuff. We're just trying to have fun with it, but it's no fun unless you're here hanging out with us. So
James Boots says, I'm on holiday in Finland, but no worries.
Great. 49 to 51 era Merc. 41 Olds 2-door fastback. Another big Packard. Little Rambler American. 40 Buick. There's one of the Fleetline Chevys, one of the 47, 48 era Fleetline Chevys back over there. Gotta get us some Packards. Ford F3 48 to 50. Another 48 to 53 era Chevy. And a lot of this stuff, like I said, guys, I've been in here this year a little bit, kind of learning some of this stuff, but I'm still finding stuff in here all the time. So it's kind of an adventure for me too. But it's just everywhere. There was no rhyme or reason to any of this stuff when it was put in here. So I'm kind of working with what I can for the time being and trying to start getting organized and sticking with, trying to sort some stuff out. There's something you don't see every day, 3839 Ford truck. Those are really tough to find with that three groove cab on the 3 ribs.
Appreciate what you're doing. Walnut Cove, North Carolina, 55 Chevy 2-door sedans.
No 55 2-door cars.
68 to 74 Novas.
I've got a few 74 Novas is all I've got in that era.
Love the yard tours. Ben from North Dakota.
Thanks, Ben.
Scott Moore, 6-lug, 16-inch Bud wheels.
There again, depends on what they're for and things like that. I don't know off the top of my head.
40 to 41 Plymouth Tracks.
I've got 40. I've got a 40 Plymouth.
Any
something that's kind of cool we don't see every day. What you got?
Any exterior trim for a 63 fleet side short bed truck?
I don't have anything for that. No. I've got some 60-61 side moldings.
Any 41 Cadillacs?
No 41. I think the only thing I've got for 41 Cadillacs, I got a set of skirts, but I don't have any cars.
Le Mans Tempest GTO.
There's one right here. 4-door hardtop, but I do have a lot of 67, no 64s, some 65s, a lot of 67s, no 8s and 9s, and I've got a 70 Tempest. Well, this is an interesting looking Studebaker right here. That's one you don't see every day. Kind of a cool car.
Another question, if we can let people walk through the yard.
We can't just let you go wander. Like we talked about a little bit ago, I'm working on getting stuff set up for tours. It's really becoming something that's going to have to be addressed. I know you guys want to see this stuff, but I've got to get my ducks in a row before we get to that point. So I'll keep working on that, and we'll let you know something as soon as we can.
South New Jersey, any 64.5, 65 Mustangs?
There's a few Mustangs in here, but they're rough, that are 4, 5, 6. I don't even know what they are.
How complete are the 36 Plymouths?
Nothing totally complete.
Any Chevelles?
Some. There's a little Henry J right here. Those are a neat little car. A couple of Corvairs. Hudson Wasp, which is kind of a neat little car.
Greetings from Idaho, any 39 Chryslers?
No, I don't have any 39 Chryslers.
Any old stock cars?
No old stock cars. There's another one of our Chevy Fleet lines.
Do you-
47 Cadillac.
Do you have a list of pre-war vehicles?
There again, it's kind of the same thing. It changes all the time, and I'm sure I would miss something if I did even try to put a list together. There's another one of our Finn to Mopars, a 57 Dodge.
67 through 70 Eldorado?
I got 169 Eldorado. There's a 64 to 66 GMC that was a custom cab, but still got some trim on it. Another Kaiser. Another 47, 48 Chevy. 60 Mercury, car you definitely don't see every day. Got a 39 Chevy over here. Couple of more on both sides of us, some 48 to 53 Chevy pickups. Both of those are 5-window cabs.
How much is the 60 Merc behind you?
That car's not complete, so we'd have to go through and see if there was even everything you needed or what you needed on it. There's a set of Frasers sitting right here. That's something a little different you don't see every day.
Doug McAfee wants to know, Tucker?
Nope, no Tuckers.
Darn it.
But I do have some cool Tucker stuff, but you can't talk me out of it. I got a new on stock radio, and I actually just bought an original silk Tucker showroom banner. I want to bring that to you guys on the show one of these nights. That was an awesome piece. I was so excited to find that. Oh, where are we at? 39 Plymouth. We talked about the Frasers. There's just it's stuff everywhere. There's another little Hudson over there.
It's hard to see all these with the sun at the angle.
Yeah, we're trying to work the best we can with the sun. 63 Bel Air 4-door.
Price on 73 Chevy Impala.
They're all different. It just depends on what you need. Big old mid-50s Packard here. Another full-size 64 Ford. Over off into this direction, we've got a big old early 80s Cadillac. 38 International truck back there.
30s Internationals.
Yeah, I've got some. Depends on which ones you need and what we're talking about. But I do have some 30s area Internationals. I've got, as far as International goes, I've got 50 of them, maybe 60 of them in stock right now. So.
Any 59 two-door Impalas?
No.
What's that machinery? I'm not
This
sure.
thing, I think this was a cement mixer. I don't know. It's been sitting there. I have no clue. It kind of looked like it had like cement in it, so I'm assuming it was a cement mixer.
Is there a price list for the cars?
Everything's different. It depends on every car. I've got to look at how good it is, how complete it is, condition of the parts, whether it's got a title, whether I need to get a title, things like that. So everything's different. It just all varies.
Or if you're able to get a title.
Yep. Little 65 Falcon back there. Ford full-size Econoline van. 62 Chevy pickup. Mid-70s Ranchero, 74, 75, 76 Ranchero. That's pretty much a complete car. There's the little Econoline van. We had a question about the 60s Econolines earlier.
I don't know if I asked this one. Any 59 two-door Impalas?
Nothing there. Yeah, you did ask that.
Okay. I'm trying to read both screens.
73, 75 er Chevelle wagon. Little mid to late 60s Chevy van. A couple more Vegas. A couple of Corvair, a Pinto. Another 60 Chevy pickup. We still got people on. We're gonna keep rolling.
Got 91 on Nobody's 30 on the show.
Okay, so we're We're growing. Thanks for being here, everybody. 120 people on right now with us. There's a cool car. There's an old Studebaker you don't see. I think that's a 41.
63, 64 Cadillacs.
There's a 63 Fleetwood back here. I don't have any 64s. There's one of these little Studebaker wagons with the sliding roof on it type thing. Those were kind of a neat car. 56 Rambler, something you don't see every day.
John Schlesinger is watching.
Hey, John. Oh, there's a little 46 to 48 Plymouth Coupe right there. 73 El Camino, 50 to 52 L Series International, early 70s Ford pickup.
Old short bus.
I do not have any buses right now.
Chevy Nomads.
No Nomads. 53 Bel Air 2-door hardtop. Another 72 Pontiac, 53 Chevy, 46 to 48 Plymouth, 63 Mercury.
62 Chevy Apache Big Glass.
I'd have to see if I had any big back window cabs left. I don't remember.
61, 62 Buick Skylark or Special.
A few of those. We got one right up here. Stay with us on that. We'll walk you by one here in a minute.
Any 60 El Caminos.
No 60 El Caminos.
Is this one man's collection? Amazing either way. Each one of those cars have had a history at different points in time.
Well, actually, if you're just tuning in with us on that question, this is a small fraction of our inventory. We're well over 1,000 on the ground right now, and this is all part of us. We own all of these. 54 Chevy pickup, something you don't see every day.
Vermont's washing.
Vermont, thanks for being here.
Well, thank you, Mike Strauss. Said camera lady's doing a fantastic job. I kind of beg to differ sometimes. Model A coupes.
No Model A coupes. We've got some cabs over there. There's a 37, 38 Chevy cab. There's a 39 Chevy cab over there, which is a one-year cab. There is a 64 or 5 Chevy C10 short bed right there. 5-window 48 to 50 Dodge. We had a question about 61 or 62 Special. Let's work our way over to that.
Would love to see pictures of the 36 Plymouth sometime. Thank you from San Diego.
Thanks, San Diego. Give me a call tomorrow. I can fire you some off.
56 Dodge 2-door.
The only thing I've got a 56 Dodge is one Coronet 4-door.
55 Chevy cars 2-doors.
No 2-doors in 55 cars. Here's a 61 Special. I've got a couple other ones of these over on the other side that we've had. This is the only one of these in here. And there's another little Studebaker back over here, which is a good looking car, Commander, mid-50s era.
Anderson, South Carolina watching. Danny Porter.
Hey, South Carolina, glad you're here with us.
Title for 50 Chevy truck.
I've got so many of those, I'm sure I've got cabs with titles.
Title and VIN plate to 4753 Chevy truck.
Yeah, I've got cabs with paperwork for those trucks. So another Edsel for our buddy Phil right there. Another one of those little Willys Aero cars. There's more 48 to 53 GM trucks up in there. There's a 54 Chevy 5-window cab. Super hard to find cab, but that one's not the best. It's got a little rust in it. But behind it, right behind it, 54 short bed with the flat tops on it. That's something you don't see every day either. That's kind of a tough piece to find. Let's look at our Willys here. This Aero Willys. This is an Aero Falcon Willys.
How many 60s Ford Econolines?
Just one van's all I've got.
Any 62 Starfire?
No 62 Starfires. Another 5-window Chevy pickup right there. 62 Bel Air wagon that unfortunately got decapitated. Probably back in the days when nobody wanted wagons and they'd cut the roofs off of them to put the metal in a street rod. So unfortunately that car isn't really savable, but it still does have a lot of wagon parts on it. Another 64 to 66 Chevy truck over there. I guess we'll head down this way. Another 73 El Camino, 51, 52 Plymouth, 67, no 65 Cadillac I think.
62 Nova?
No early Novas at all. 61 Coupe de Ville, something you don't see every day. And we'll walk through those Cadillacs here in a little bit. We got to decide we'll walk up in those Cadillacs. There's several Cadillacs there. 71 Chevy Biscayne. Another 48 to 53 Chevy pickup. This is a short bed because the beds for it is right over there. So that was a half-ton short box. We've got the bed for it over behind there. 65 Impala, Studebaker Lark. 58 Ford panel truck. That's something you don't see every day. 53 Dodge half-ton short bed.
57 Chevy 2-doors.
No 57 Chevy 2-doors.
How much for the Ford Econoline?
There again, it's pretty rough. It's been sitting here for a long, long time. So I don't know what you're looking for, but it's probably not a good project. 37 Chevy truck.
62 Chrysler Newport.
No, I don't have any 62 Chryslers. There's another 48 to 50 F3. There's a 64 Impala, 66 Valiant, 55 DeSoto, 52 Pontiac, 64 Impala. And it's just scattered. There's no, like I said, there's no rhyme or reason to any of this stuff. So I got my work cut out for me to get this straightened out. 58 to 60 Ford pickup cab and short box.
68 to 70 Cutlass 442 body.
No 442s.
Hudson pickups.
No Hudson pickups.
Vikings just won in overtime.
Another old Dodge, 52 Chevy, 51 Chevy. Another Chevy that doesn't have a note on it, so I can't tell if it's a 51 or 52. Here's another one of these little Willies. This is an Aero Lark. They're just such a unique little car that you don't see.
Any 41, 48 Studebaker pickups for parts.
I've got 3 of them, but they're all ton and a half, so I don't have any pickups at 41 or 48.
55 Caddy Coupe doors and fenders.
I'm sure I've got all that.
Ooh, this is soft.
52 Pontiac, 68 Impala. Yeah, we're not totally dry out here. We've got some soft spots yet, so we're fighting a little bit of that.
Volkswagen Carmen Gias.
I've got one Carmen Ghia over on the other side. 56 Chevy 4-door hardtop, a couple of 55 Chevy 4-doors. Those cars have all been pretty well stripped.
Any 64 Plymouth Furies.
Nothing there. Uh, 41 Chevy over there on the other side of that. 66 Buick Special.
'68 Impala fenders.
I think what I've got left has rust in them. I'd have to double check that. I've got a couple of 68 Impalas. We do have some Corvairs right here in this corner. There's 4 Corvairs lined up, including one little coupe right there. And we'll just cut off up here through the middle. This area here is kind of jumbled and stacked in here, so let's cut up this way.
74 Ford 250 pickups.
I've got some 73 to 79 Ford stuff.
Roof for Duster with sunroof.
I don't have any Dusters with factory sunroof. But anyway, what else we got? We got a little Maverick right there. We got a 51, 52, no, 52 or 53 Chevy half-ton short bed pickup right there. Here's the front half of another 48 to 53 Chevy truck. 67 Cadillac. Several trucks right here in this area. 54 or 5 Dodge. 50 to 52 L Series International. 56 or 7 International. A couple of them actually. There's an S Series International. 58 Ford over there.
Can a guy free range the yard?
No, I can't just let you go wander around. I'm like we talked about, I'm working on doing some tour stuff, but you can't just go wander around.
Insurance doesn't allow it.
So let's just keep wandering. We'll cut through up here. We're still hanging in there with people. We got people on still, and watch the bumper. Don't step on the bumper.
Yeah, something else right there.
So there's a 58 Ford from the Dubois Sand Company of Great Bend, Kansas. Still says so right on the door. Kind of a cool looking piece. So we'll cut back through here, 65 Olds. A couple of Oldsmobiles actually right here. So heading over to some Cadillacs. We've had some people asking about Cadillacs. We've got kind of a little grouping of Cadillacs right here, so let's take a look at those while we're here.
Jeff Blumhoff, building model cars while I watch from Akron, Ohio. Thank you.
62 Cadillac. I think this one's a 62 Cadillac.
Any 66 Chevy trucks.
I do have some 64 to 66 Chevy truck stuff. Another full-size 64 Ford.
Can a chicken free range the yard? Only if it can outrun the Bobcat.
Yeah, we do have a very nice sized Bobcat out here. We've seen him, we've caught him on our camera several times, and he's big. So,
I'm hoping not to run into him.
yeah, I don't think we're going to run into him during the day, but I don't think I would want to run into him. 63 Fleetwood. Here's the back of this 61 Coupe we saw from the other direction. 66 Cadillac Limo. Check that beast out.
Any 58 to 60 F100 custom cab steering wheel.
I do not have any right now. I looked at a truck the other day that has one. If I get it bought, I would have one, but I'm out right now. 61 Ford, a couple more Chevy cabs, 160 to 63, 164 to 66, two-door Ford Ranch Wagon, something you don't see every day.
Did you get a chance to look at the 56 Pontiac quarter panel chrome and taillight?
I've got the waterfall. I have not got over to those 55s to check taillight lenses, but I do have the waterfall.
My wife needs a right side fender and battery cover for 49 Dodge truck.
Battery cover I've got, and what else?
Right side fender.
Depends on which fender.
41 to 46 Chevy. That's another one.
Okay, I've got a lot of 41 to 46 Chevy truck parts.
Do you ever give tours? Some warm day, I'd like to see all the vintage cars you have out there.
That's what we're working on. We're trying to get something worked out for tours.
Do you have any COEs?
Not that my daughter's going to let me sell, so we've got a couple, but I think they're off limits. So
66 GTO convertible.
no 66 convertibles, no. 70 Fairlane, another 55 Cadillac. Let's work our way over to catch this section over here. Okay.
That was Scott Thomas that asked about the COEs. He goes, LOL, smart girl.
Yeah, she's picked out a couple of pretty good ones. We got a 40 Ford cab over and a 41 Chevy cab over, so they're both pretty good trucks, but I don't think she's going to let them go anywhere. So
Any 49 Plymouth Special Deluxe two-door sedan driver side door window garnish.
I've probably got that.
99 RT. Mike Matty. I don't know. Oh, for the GT6 convertible, GTO convertible, 66. I don't know. Hi, JB.
Okay, got a couple of 58 Chevys, couple of Bel Air 4-doors, 76 Caprice, 72 Impala. Back over this way, there's a 73 Coupe de Ville and a pair of 66 Cadillacs right here, these two gold ones. I think one of these is a regular sedan de Ville, one of these was a Calais. 258 Fords, a pair of 4-doors, and another 72 or 73 Chevy back there along the fence.
Camaros.
Depends on what you want for Camaro. No first gen, but I've got a ton of F-body stuff, but no first gen. What do we got over here? Shoebox Ford. Early 50s, like a 51 or 52 DeSoto two-door hardtop. That's something I don't know if I've ever seen one. Oh, here's another interesting car. 42 Chevy Special Deluxe. This is kind of a different piece. A lot of the trim on these cars were 42 only, so the 42 Special Deluxe is something you don't see very often because they weren't using a lot of trim anyway because the war effort was gearing up. So to see, 42 with a lot of trim on it was pretty rare.
How's the COE you were building coming along?
We got the Ford back from Auto Artistry in Russell. He's got it all mocked up, but we haven't torn it back apart yet to start rebuilding the chassis and everything underneath it. So the Chevy that we bought on American Pickers, we haven't touched yet. It runs and drives. We've had it out a couple times and did a few video shoots with it, but haven't done much with it. Another 67 to 72 era Ford pickup. 51 or 52 Dodge pickup.
I'm getting extremely close up because we're fighting mud.
41 to 46 Chevy. And let's see, where should we go from here? Probably off into this group. 55 Buick Super, two-door hardtop right there. A couple more F58 Edmonds. And let's wander over off through this group. If you guys haven't figured it out, I've got a lot of sorting and a lot of organizing to do. I try to keep stuff grouped in like type, and obviously nothing here is like type. 52, 53 Ford, 34, 35 Chevy truck.
How much for 73 Caddy and 76 Caprice?
There again, I'd have to go back and look and see what's there and how good they are.
Any 48 to 55 Pontiac Chief Hood ornaments?
I don't think I've got any light up ones left.
Any big KB Series International KB 6, 7?
I got 6 and 7. I do not have any 8 on up. I do have a couple of 6s and 7s though. Here's a really unique looking dash. That's a very interesting, unique front end on those. '54 Chevy car. Bathtub dash. This was a really unique design. Bathtub dashes. This stuff is Johnson grass. That's what we've been fighting. I've got most of this under control. 3 years ago, back in this area, you couldn't see any of these cars because all this Johnson grass was 8 and 10 feet tall. So, like I said, I've been having to spray trying to get some of it under control, but it's been a challenge and a chore.
What's the camera lady look like? A hot mess right now.
Another 46 to 48 Plymouth. We'll catch these, then we'll catch one back from there. Square body Chevy pickup. As we all know, those are getting crazy popular. There is a few of those in there. They're rough, but there's still a lot of good pieces on them.
Where are you located and how do I contact?
We're in Great Bend, Kansas. My numbers are on the pages, on the Nobody Else's Auto page, the Nobody Show page. My phone numbers are on there. That is the only way to get a hold of me, so we can talk about what you're trying to accomplish and see if you've got anything that I can help you with. 61 to 63 era Thunderbird, 52 Olds. Let's work our way around this part of this group.
Sorry guys, trying to fight the sun.
There's that little short bed Chevy we walked by earlier. We just didn't see the side of it. 52 or 53 Chevy 3100 half-ton short bed. 62 Olds, shoebox Ford, a big Chrysler, like it's about a 69 Chrysler. Studebaker pickup, 49 or 50, 51 era Studebaker pickup.
Any 69 to 72 K5 Blazers?
No early Blazers at all. Another big Cadillac. Oh man, I'm just sitting here thinking of the stuff that we missed that we haven't even caught as we're walking around here.
Any 67 to 69 Barracuda stuff?
Nothing there. I don't have any of those little Barracudas. Another big Packard. '64, I think, Comet. This one's a 4-door. There is a '64 Comet 2-door hardtop in here that we missed over there somewhere. But there's one in here. We just didn't catch it. Maybe we can go back and catch some of that stuff in a little bit if you guys want to hang out with us. We want to try to catch some of those holes again. 67 Cadillac. 68 or so Chevy pickup. Another 48 to 50 era Ford truck. I can't remember what this thing is. This thing was kind of different. This little thing here, let me see here. It's got hubcaps on it. There's got a tag over here. Let's check out this tag. What is this thing? This is a Whippet 6 motor truck right here. We got it right here. Lightly used Whippet 6. Needs a little work, but when's the last time you saw a Whippet 6?
Watching from Kelowna, Illinois.
Hey, Illinois.
I think you need a golf cart. This place is huge. I agree.
We're only covering, today we've only covered 4 acres. We have 20. So we've covered 4 of our 20 acres is what we've been walking around today. So we're just getting a good start, actually. What else we got?
Schlesinger says, fun to watch you, Chad. You got the same excitement and energy about these old cars as when I first met you 25 years ago.
Who's that?
John Schlesinger.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Any fire trucks?
No old fire trucks.
Kurt Riddle, Madison, Ohio here.
Hey, Ohio. Simca, whatever that is. I don't know what a Simca is, but we've got one. So, if you need
It's
a Simca,
tiny.
I've got one, but I don't know what it is. So,
Maybe it's the precursor to the smart cars.
whatever it
Haha.
is, if you need one, I've got one right here. Simca. Check it out. Honestly, I don't know why you would want one, but I've got one and I don't need it. So if you need it, I'll sell it to you. Next to the Simca, 42 Chevy Coupe.
Little slice of heaven.
Seldom seen body style.
Strauss needs a Simca.
Everybody needs a Simca.
Sold, Strauss.
Somebody needs a Simca because I don't. Here's the Coupe, 42 Chevy Coupe, 51, 52 Plymouth, 54 Chevy 4-door. Here's the 56 Dodge. We had somebody asking about 56 Dodges earlier. There's the 4-door that we've got.
Studebaker Hawk style front fenders.
I've got one 56 Hawk on the other side, but I don't know if, I'm sure the fenders are rusty on it.
Do you have any Impala 70 convertible?
No 70 Impalas at all. Let's take a look at this car. This car's cool. This is like a 41 Olds 2-door fastback. Kind of the Fleetline Chevy style, but it's a 41 Oldsmobile. That's something kind of different.
You're kind of in the way because I'm trying
in
to
the way.
block
I'll
the
get out of
sun. Any right-hand drive cars?
Nothing right-hand drive. 63 Biscayne 4-door. Car's seen better days, but they're getting tough to find, so let's catch over this direction.
Taillight 56 Dodge. Any Henry J's?
There's 2 Henry J's we walked by earlier. Neither one of them are complete. They're both kind of rough. There's 2 in here.
William Norton, Little York, Indiana here. 46 Chevy truck rear fenders.
Nothing.
Would be nice to see a drone tour.
We've got a little bit of drone that my buddy Mike Gowans with Gowans Media shot for us earlier this year of the other yard. I don't think he shot anything over here, so we've got a little bit of drone footage on the Nobody Else's Auto page. Here's the 56 Dodge taillights. I guess we can walk by those. I don't know if those are the same. This is a base Coronet, and I know there's some trim differences in these cars.
Any 70 Chevelles?
No, I've got a few bits and pieces. I don't have much left for 70 Chevelle. Nothing intact.
48 F3.
I do have several 48 and 50 F3s.
Kirby Hall said he had a Simca 50 years ago. Tough cars.
Well, we know more about them than we knew 5 minutes ago. So.
Mike Strauss don't fit in a Simca, LOL. European imports sold at Chrysler dealers around 1960.
Well, there we go.
That's
Now
Kelly
we're
Shipman.
Shipman?
Kelly Shipman.
Shipman, what's up, my brother? Glad you're on, buddy. You gotta love that guy. He's kind of like us. He's not real smart, but he's a lot of fun. So, but hey, if you're in Wichita, Kansas, if you're anywhere near Wichita, contact Kelly Shipman. He is your import tuning guru, and that is an inside joke, but that probably ought to get his attention. Kelly Shipman knows imports.
5760 Ford Treks.
I do have some of those.
Do you sell these whole or just parts?
I'll sell anything anybody wants to buy. I'll sell them intact. You can come straight across.
No, I can't.
I'll sell whole cars. I'll sell them intact. I'll sell parts. I'll sell you all 1,200 of them if you want them. I don't care.
Good 6566 F100 cab.
Nothing real good. I've got 166. It's not a bad cab. It's a complete pickup.
6667 Fairlanes.
Nothing.
Strauss says Shipman is the king of imports.
See? Like we told everybody, if you're in Wichita, Kansas, you got to go see Shipman to get your import worked on.
46 to 48 Olds mobiles.
There is one over there. And I do have a good 46 to 48 Olds grill too. If anybody needs one of those are pretty tough to find.
76 Cordova.
No 76 Cordovas. The only thing I've got close, there's a Charger up on the front row, like a 77 or 78 Charger of that body style.
Scott Thomas said, my daughter said it looks like Mater is behind you. LOL.
This one is pretty similar. Mater was very similar to the 55 to 59 era Chevy, and that's what this one is. This one happens to be a 59 Chevy pickup.
Jeff Licka, hello from Essex, Mass.
Massachusetts with us.
1948 Ford F3.
Yes, we got some of those. We've also got a Kaiser. And we've also got about a 73 or 74 Catalina.
A list of all your cars and pictures on the internet. Interested in any kind of coupe, 40 and older.
There's no way to list everything. Like I said, there's well over 1,000 cars on the ground right now. To put a solid inventory list together, as soon as it was done, I just have to start changing it again because it changes all the time.
Steve Sell, Nash Metropolitan.
There are 2 Metros on the other side. 60 Impala, square body Chevy, fastback Pontiac, about a 49 or 50. 67, 72 era Ford pickup. Another 54 Chevy 3100 half-ton pickup. Not a lot left, but still some good hard to find parts on that one.
Have any 60 T-Bird dash or mirrors?
60. I'd have to see what I've got left. I've got 159 over there, and there's another one in the building on this deal, and I don't even know what year it is. I think it's 59 or 60, but I don't remember which.
Hello from Burris, Louisiana.
Louisiana with us.
Hello from Woodstock, Ontario, Canada. We love your show. We're looking for C10 pickups. Gary McGowan.
Thanks, Canada. Just give me a shout. Let me know what you guys are trying to put together, and we'll see what we can do. 57
Chevy Bel Airs.
No 2-doors, no good projects. There is a 57 Bel Air 4-door hardtop right there. I actually forgot that car was in here. Like I said, I'm still learning this inventory myself. 41 to 48 Studebaker truck. There was a ton and a half.
Hello from Colorado.
Colorado's with us. We're going to get most of the states knocked out here yet today, I think.
Sounds like I'll be making a trip from Omaha. Steve Sell on the Nash.
Now there's Nebraska, so we'll keep checking them off.
You can give them a call at 620-786-4428, and you can talk with him about the Nash, and he can send you pictures.
Okay, Dodge van, Fox body Mustang.
Any 64 Impala 2-doors, or did we cover that one?
No 2-doors right now in 64.
Nice collection.
Thank you. 41 Chevy.
There's a little Mustang.
50 Pontiac.
Matthew Randolph from South Carolina.
South Carolina's with us. 51 Chevy, 49 Chevy. International Travelall, something you don't see every day. That truck's kind of rough, but it's still got some good stuff on it. And Travelall stuff in any shape or form is tough to find.
Hello, Chad. Bill Twitchell.
Hey, Bill. Ain't heard from you in a while. What's going on, buddy? Glad you're on with us.
Bobby Seifert, Indiana in the house.
Indiana's with us. We should have got a chart and we could check the states off.
Hello from Mississippi, Hunter Tucker.
52 Chevy Fleetline, 52 Ford, 62 F100.
Phone number again, please, 620-786-4428. It's also on the Facebook page. Brian Bieber, hi from Riverside, Iowa. Any mid-50s Dodge pickups and 60s to 70s Mopar?
I've got some of that stuff. You just have to call me. We can go through your list of what you need.
Ed Sled, hello from Northwest Ohio. Any 1960 Edsels?
No 60s, 58s and 9s. 65 Chevy pickup, 51 Chevy, 49 or 50 Chevy, another 53 Bel Air. What else we got? Another Ford, 52 to 53 or Ford.
67 to 72 F100 step-side beds.
I think I've got one long. I don't think I've got any shorts.
Any late 60s Buick Wildcats or LeSabres?
Some.
Woody cars?
48 Plymouth wagons, the only thing I've got in a Woody. 65 Mercury convertible. Here's kind of a cool car. I think it's like a 56 Hudson. Kind of when, you know, Hudson and all those companies were starting to merge, where, you know, some of that stuff was kind of starting to run together.
It's smiling.
It is kind of smiling. 53 Pontiac back in there behind it. Another 48 to 50 Chevy truck.
Running into a lot more mud, guys.
Okay, what else we got? 73 Capri Studebaker truck. Another 4950 air Studebaker truck.
Mercury pickups?
No, don't have any Mercury pickups. That Canadian stuff, very seldom does it get this far south. Once in a while that stuff will pop up in this area, but I don't have anything and haven't had it. What else we got? 56 International right here. S110, little half-ton 56 International. 50 Chevy panel. Unfortunately, not a lot left of it, but it is an actual 50 Chevy panel truck. What else we got back in this corner?
What's that green thing?
Vega wagon.
Ford Y-block parts?
Ford what?
Y-block parts?
I've got some Y-block engines, but nothing exciting for them. I don't have any 312s or anything. Big old Delta 88, another Packard Clipper. Here's a cool truck. This is one I can't wait to get dug out of here. I want to check this thing out and look it over and see what I got here. This is a Studebaker, 4950 or a Studebaker. Big grill guard on the front, had a push bar bumper on it. We can still see chunks of the wood where it's rotting out. Now, why does this have this big bumper on it? This was like a dealership wrecker. Let's check this thing out.
You might have to.
Had Goodyear on the hood. You can see the old lettering on it. This thing would make an awesome patina build. What do we have here?
Just got in any 69 Mustang stuff.
No. I've got one 69 Mustang, but we've got a good one, so I've kept the pieces for it.
Do you ship parts?
Ship all the time. Ship usually 3 days a week. Our Studebaker right here. There's no bed on it, so I think it must have been a tow truck. Martinet Motor Company, Larned, Kansas. Dial AT53231. So this truck is super cool. I can't wait to get it out of here and see how it looks with all this old lettering and patina on it and a great push bar on the front.
How do we get out of here now?
Come back through this way.
This is literally amazing here, guys. Between mud and vehicles and
Got a little
overgrowth.
Ford Granada right here. 48 Studebaker Land Cruiser. Another Packard back there.
What year's this?
And the remains of some 65, 66 era Mustangs right here. Just some carcasses on those. So, that's kind of the quick nickel tour.
Mercury was Canadian Ford pickups. Fargo was Canadian Dodge. Texas looking for 59 Apache, a fleet side bed.
Depends on which bed you need. I do have a 5 to 9 short bed coming in. I do not have any fleet long.
Alan Pitkin is curious. Chad, what was your first car?
The very first car I ever bought that I never did anything with it. That I had plans to do, and I've actually got it over there. I've still got the car. I found it years later after it was almost completely destroyed. It was a 61 Pontiac Tempest. Dad got it. He was a used car trade-in, and he bought it, was going to fix it up, and never did. So I bought it from him and thought, I'll do something with it. I mean, I was probably 7 or 8 years old at the time and never did anything with it. Ended up selling it, and I found it at a scrap metal yard about 12 or 14 years ago. So I bought it back, and it was already in the stack, so the roof's kind of crunched in. I actually went and bought a roof clip for it, thinking I'm going to do something with it one of these days. Probably never will, but it's still here. First collector car I ever had. that I do still have, I bought when I was about 11 from my grandma Ehrlich, and I made her payments over about a year's time. I've got a 58 Pontiac Chieftain 4-door hardtop. There is a video on that car. If you go back and look at some of our old videos, check us out, or check us out on YouTube. Any of you guys can check us out on YouTube and find some videos on there too. But the 58 Pontiac was the first car that I ever had that was nice, usable, and I could take to shows and play with. And I bought that when I was about 11. The first car I drove regularly to school was a 78 Buick Turbo Regal, the very, very first Turbo Regals, the carbureted ones. So that's where I started on a lot of that stuff.
Okay, any 56 Ford pickups?
I've got one cab's all I've got left in 56.
From northern Michigan, any 40 Pontiac coupes?
Nothing there.
65 C10 step-side driver's rear fender.
That I would have to double check and see. I might.
Mom says great show, Chad.
Thanks. Okay, now, what do we do now? We've made a quick tour through this stuff here. Do we want to cut back through it? Do we want to head over to the other side, or does everybody want us to be done? Whatever you guys want to do. If you want to see some more stuff, we can show you some more stuff. The phones obviously aren't quite dead yet.
We've got about 88 people total.
Okay, so we've still got quite a few people on here. If you guys want to see some more stuff, we'll show you some more stuff. We can walk back through here the other way. We can head over to the other side. If we shoot over this way, we've got quite a bit of stuff over here too. There's another 700 or 800 over there. So
Daniel Einfeld says, let's keep going.
Let's keep going. Daniel votes we keep going.
60 Ford F100.
I've got parts. I don't have everything intact in a 60 F100. I guess we'll just kind of wander off this way.
Jeff Litko, we always want more.
You always want more. Okay.
Scott Thomas, how about a brief history of the yard and how it became yours?
Okay, let's do that. In fact, it's a good time to do that. I'm glad you brought that up. Thanks. Because right here, when we're looking over here, the stuff we just came through, and then we look over here back the other way, we're kind of at the dividing line right here. This was right where we're standing was the property line. The stuff we're looking at now is what I had. In 1952, this part over here, the part that we have owned, was opened as a salvage yard. And it operated until about 1975. In 1975, Don Newkirk bought this part, the operating salvage yard, from Russell Hannigan. At that time in the mid-70s, Russell moved the stuff he wanted over to this side, the stuff we just looked at, and kept the old stuff and kept messing with the old stuff, while Don Newkirk, also known as Mouse, kept this side as a regular late model, fully functioning processing salvage yard, doing strictly late model cars. When Don bought the property from Russell, this part over here, and was getting ready to do the paperwork, he went and talked to the bank, and the banker said, no problem, just get it done, we'll do the paperwork. Don comes out, talks to Russell, they get a deal put together, and Don goes back to the bank and says, okay, I gave him a deposit, I gave him what I had saved up for deposit, I need to get this paperwork done, he wants to close, he said if I'm buying it, he wants to get it done. The banker pulls out SBA paperwork from the Small Business Administration. Don said, I don't have time for that. He said, I don't have time to wait, for the government to process paperwork, blah, blah, blah. The banker tells him, tell you what, Don, all you have to do is pick a name that they won't forget. If you pick a name that they won't forget, your paperwork won't get lost in the shuffle. So Don sits there for a minute at the banker's desk. He got the paperwork in front of him, picks up a pen, and he writes nobody on the loan application, hands it back to the banker. Paperwork went through, and the rest is history. Everything went through the bank, everything went through the SBA, got processed, and it became known as Nobody's. And that's how it got its name originally. When I bought the property from Don, all this stuff over here, when I bought this from Don Newkirk in 2011, this was all late model salvage out here. He crushed everything that was in here except, I think, 4 cars. There's 2 Nash Metropolitans I bought from him, 1 Camaro, and 1 Regal, like an 85 Regal that I bought from Don in 2011 when we bought this property behind us. Like I said, it was all late model salvage. He crushed the whole thing out. I bought the dirt, the buildings, and 4 cars is where we started with in 11. When that happened, we kind of worked in conjunction for a couple years as Don worked through his inventory. So he was still operating under Nobody's at that time. So I had to get established and set up, get my dealer's license, get my salvage license, and get all that stuff set up. Obviously, I couldn't continue using Nobody's because he was still operating under Nobody's. So that's how I became Nobody Else. It kind of worked. It kind of fit. So that's where we got here. That's the nutshell story of the Nickel Tour of how this was the salvage yard. That got split off in 1975, and we bought this in 11, and now this year we just got this part, so we're putting it all back together, and it's all going to be all antique car salvage, old special interest. I try to stay 80s on back. I'm buying some stuff up into the 90s now though. F-bodies, Firebird Camaro, 4th gen cars. Some of the early 90s Grand Prix. I've got a Lumina Z34 over there. Some of that type of stuff. If I see it, I'm going to try to grab it because this stuff is disappearing all the time. So, I guess we want to keep going. Everybody says let's keep going.
Yeah, I've got a few questions.
Okay.
Doghouse 50 F100.
I'd have to see what I've got left.
You just hit low battery on your phone. Any Model A's or T's?
There's a pile of T parts over there. I've got a little bit of A stuff, but not much.
40 Dodge truck taillights.
Nothing there.
Latrobe, Pennsylvania, 86 Pontiac Grand Prix.
I do have some 80. I know I've got at least 186 Grand Prix.
60 Ford Edsel parts.
No 60 Edsel, so I've got 160 Ford over there.
I can't even plug your phone in because the holder's covering it.
Oh, okay. All right, we are at low battery on one phone. What direction should we go? Where do we want to go? Where do we want to go?
67 step side rear fenders.
Depends on what it's for.
That's right in the sun.
Okay. We want to go this way?
Probably.
Okay. Let's head back this way, everybody. We just had a question about G-bodies. Let's head back towards some G-bodies.
66 Valiant bumpers.
We did walk past the 66 Valiant earlier. There's no front clip, but it may have a rear on it. Big GM cars here, 60 Pontiac, 66 Pontiac, 70 LeSabre, 73 Impala, 269 Cadillacs, a little 76 Buick Skylark, 85 LeSabre, 69 LeSabre, 88 Buick full-size wagon, pair of 86 Rivieras, 75 Riviera, 68 Electra, 78 Electra, 68 Electra, 79 Caprice wagon, 67 98.
Claire Irvin's watching from Ithaca, New York. Bobby Smith says, let's go look at the 55 Caddies.
55 Caddies, okay. We'll head that way. We'll swing around here and go that way. More full-size GM. This is a lot of stuff we moved in from my dad's place. My beginning attempt at sorting. I've got 3 66 Pontiacs in one row. I'm making headway.
47 to 53 Chevy truck title and VIN plate.
I do have cabs with paper.
67 Chrysler New Yorker looking for non-cracked taillights. Glove box liner.
Nothing there. A bunch of Dodge trucks that just came in. Cabs and front clips. There's another Cadillac, 60 Cadillac. This is all mid-60s GM here. There's the Carmen Ghia somebody talked about earlier. There's a 928 Porsche that came in from somewhere, but diesel Volkswagen Rabbits, those are getting kind of popular. All this 60 there full-size stuff. 64 Bel Air wagon, 62 Catalina wagon, 59 Electra flat top, 69 Riviera, 63 Wildcats, 65 Bonneville, 64 Star Chief, another 53 Bel Air two-door hardtop that ended up out of place. I got to get this car moved. More big GMs over there, 62 Catalina two-door hardtop, 70 Riviera, some 370 full-size Pontiacs, another 59 Buick flat top.
Both phones are on low bat now.
Okay, we're gonna try to get one of the phones plugged into the battery pack so we can try to keep one of them going at least.
I'll get the one.
Is it connected? Bear with us for a second. We're trying to get the battery pack hooked to one phone because we're about to lose them both. So we're going to try to keep one of them going.
If you're watching the Nobody Else's Auto one, That's the one that we're trying to get plugged in.
Did it catch?
I don't know. I think it did. Didn't ding, but...
Okay, if you're on the show page, we've only got one extra battery pack. We've got that plugged into the Nobody Else's Auto page. So if we lose you on the Nobody Show page, be sure to jump over to the Nobody Else's Auto page. I think, let's take a look here and see what we've got. Okay, hopefully we're plugged in. Hopefully we're going to keep going here for a little bit. If you guys want to hang out, we'll keep showing you some stuff.
Rambler station wagons.
Got some Rambler station wagons.
That's Strauss.
Yeah. We got a really sweet Rambler wagon.
Steve Sill says, thank you for saving all of this history.
Well, that's what we do. It's fun.
69 Ranchos.
69 Rancheros.
Yeah,
Nothing there.
Trying to read in the sun.
Euro Lumina. Here's a bunch of our G-bodies. Regals, Cutlasses, Monte Carlos, and Grand Prix.
Watching from Fairview, Tennessee. Have any 65 Catalina 2x2 or 2+2?
Don't have any 65 2+2s. So anyway, Regals, Malibus, Cutlass, Grand Prix. Try to keep a lot of those down in this area. Got some Malibu wagons in there. This area is kind of a mismatch of cabs and front clips that need to be sorted. It just kind of got a catch-all area. Trying to get some of this stuff regrouped. Got a trio of Ford front clips over there, 53, 54, and 55 all lined up.
98 S10.
Nothing there. More cabs. 5-window Dodges, 57 to 60 Fords, 48 to 53 Chevys, 38, 39 Ford, 53 to 55 Ford. A whole pile of sheet metal that just came in from the salvage yard. They crushed out a couple weeks ago. I've not even sorted through any of this stuff yet. Okay. More 48 to 53 GM cabs. Got a pretty good lineup of those right there. I do try to keep most of these up on pallets. Try to keep them off the ground. I know some of this stuff isn't, but as I said, I'm in the process of sorting. So that's what we're trying to do. If we look over here, we see a whole bunch of stuff that is completely out of order. This is all stuff that's been coming in. Boattail Rivieras, 48 Pontiac, Grand Wagoneer, Jeep Cherokee, Love Pickup, International Scout, 55 Pontiacs, Buick Regals. There's a 54 F100 in there, 41 Pontiacs. There's one or two more 61, 62 specials in there. We'd had a question about those earlier. So,
Question, they might not have been on earlier. Do you allow yard walks or only part requests ahead of time?
We can't do, like we've covered this before, yeah, so we'll catch it again for you guys that are just got on. We can't let you go wander. I'm working on getting some stuff done to allow tours. So at this point, if you come out and want to look at something, we can go look at what you need, but I can't just let you go wander.
You're heading towards water.
That's fine. We're working our way towards those 55 Cadillacs. I know that's what somebody wanted to see.
There's the Nash, one of them.
Here's the two Metropolitans right here, actually. A little green and white one and a little red, I think it was red and black. It was painted, maybe it was yellow and black, red and black. Or
I think it was red. It's hard to tell in the sun.
yeah. So there's a couple of Metropolitans.
It's that one.
Little turquoise one right here.
They're cute.
So let's try to stay out of some mud. Let's try to stay out of mud.
That's the wrong way to head, to stay out of mud.
And we can get right through here.
As you,
All you gotta do is step on the ice.
you squished in mud.
Okay, we're back. We're around the mud hole. Let's see, more cabs that need to be put away. 41 to 49 KB1 to 5, 49 to 53 Studebaker, 40 to 47 Ford, and two 5-window 48 to 50 Chevys. Let's see, what do we got over here? Mopars, 71 Satellite, a row of 73, 74 Chargers, 41 Dodge pickup, 59 Dodge pickup, 49 Dodge. We're trying to get to the Cadillacs.
You're on 10% on the Nobody Show.
Okay, if you're on the Nobody Show page, we're about to lose that phone. We're down to 10%, so it's probably going to die on us fairly soon. If you want to stick around and hang out with us, jump on over to the Nobody Else's Auto page, and we'll keep showing you stuff as long as you guys want to hang out with us.
Do you answer email?
Do what?
Do you answer email?
I don't answer email, and let me explain why. Nobody ever sends me a complete email. I've given up trying to go through emails to try to find out if they're answerable. Because here's what happens when I get emails. You got any Chevy trucks? Yes. Where do we go with that? What do you got for my 55? I don't know, because I don't know what your 55 is. As crazy as that sounds, that's what I get on emails. I've literally given up trying to sort through what is and is not answerable. So I do have it, but it's just not, you know, I literally end up deleting most of them to start with. So that's why I just put my number out there. Just call me. It's a lot easier. We can have a conversation and figure out what you're trying to do. Because there are so many variables in this stuff. I don't know what kind of build you're doing, especially with the patina truck stuff. I've got guys calling, I need a faded green door. I don't know that from an email that says you got a door for my Chevy truck. I need that information to know if I can help you, and it's just so much easier to have that conversation. And in 30 seconds, we know whether I may have a possibility and what we can do with it. So, which brings up another point. I'm going to start doing some videos on what not to do when you're looking for parts for your old car. Because believe it or not, the reason you always see people saying that they have trouble finding parts for their car, you know the reason why? Most people don't know how to look for them. As crazy as that sounds. At least 50% of the time when I answer the phone, I end up asking whoever's calling me more questions than they're asking me to try to ascertain exactly what they're doing, what they're building, what look they're going for, and how they want to do it. So, because a lot of times, believe it or not, guys don't even know what they've got. So, you know, that's another reason to have that conversation. We've had several, excuse me. We'll keep working our way up here. 70 Dodge Challenger shell. Here's a couple of the Dusters, 51 Imperial, 37 Plymouth, 36 Dodge, 56 New Yorker two-door hardtop. But part of having a conversation on the phone, and the best example I can think of, especially because we've had some questions about them, 41 to 49 International trucks. Which one do you have? 99% of the time, the answer I get is, I don't know. Well, there's two different ones, and they're completely different. Dash clusters and glove box doors, I think, are the only two pieces that interchange. Cabs are different, windshield frames are different, doors are different, fenders different, everything. So that's why it's so important to call me, because we can talk about that, and then we can get to make sure you get what you need. Along the lines of that 41 to 49 International, I get calls all the time. Well, I bought this door part, or this handle, or this door panel, or this windshield frame. It don't fit. Well, you bought it for the other International. Because they say, well, they told me it was 48 International. Well, it probably was, but it was the other style cab. That's why it's so critical.
Are you open on Saturdays?
We're not open to the public at all. Only by appointment. If you're coming through, you need to call me and set something up. Reason being, I'm a one-man band. I do all this myself. Shayla helps pack some of the smaller stuff, but
Just
everything
lost
out
Nobody's
here,
Show.
Nobody's Show is down. So okay, we hope everybody jumps over to the other one. I haul all these cars. I sort them. I move them. I pull the parts. I do all of the Facebook. I do all of the eBay. I do all of the Craigslist. I do all of the YouTube. So I stay plenty busy. I don't like being open regular hours because I never know when I'm going to get a call and I got to go drop everything and pick up a car. So it's so difficult to do. Plus I've got shops in town too, so I've got a couple different locations, and I'm where I need to be at that point based on what I've got to do. So if you're coming through, just call me. That's by far the easiest thing to do. Speaking of internationals, there's a 41 to 49 right there that I threw one of my tanks on.
It's a silhouette.
I've got several bulk tanks out here. And so I threw this one up on an international. I thought the patina kind of matched, so.
We're really fighting the sun now, guys. It's right at that lower angle.
So we still have people with us?
49.
Okay. All right, we'll still go, and you guys keep saying go, we'll go, so. Oh. We're still trying to get to those Cadillacs. We're heading that direction. We're getting close. What do we got here? 72 Skylark 4-door hardtop, 46 Chevy pickup. 51 Chevy, 30 Chevy, 64 Ford 2-door post.
Watch out.
51 Ford, another Victoria 2-door hardtop. 53 Pontiac 2-door hardtop.
They're saying they can see everything. The sun's okay.
Good.
That's good because I can't on the screens.
Here's a couple that just came in. I don't even have pictures of these up. You're going to get a sneak preview before I post the regular pictures. 59 International 4-wheel drive. Kind of a rough old pickup, but it's factory 4x4.
Strauss wants to know if you have any radiator hoses.
Yeah.
Just for you, Strauss.
50 Chevy 4-door fleet line. And, this other International just came in also. This came in with the 4-wheel drive pickup. This is a pretty good cab. It's got a lot of good sheet metal on this one. The 4-wheel drive's kind of banged up. This has a lot of good stuff on it.
Is that 78 F350 green truck a builder?
Anything can be built, but that was not the best. It's missing a few pieces. It's mostly intact, but it's nothing cherry either. So here's the other International that came in. Oh, behind the International, something we haven't showed you before, I don't think. 49 Plymouth Coupe. Anybody wants to build a high and mighty replica, there's a body right there. So that's something you don't see every day. Okay, look, we're just about to the Cadillacs. I hope you're still with us. We're trying to get there. A-body GM, Skylark, Tempest, Chevelle, Cutlass. That's what all this group is right here. 63 Impala 4-door hardtop right there. We just pulled that out of a barn. Had a cool video when we pulled that out. The possum wasn't happy, but he had to deal with it because we took the car out. 41 Special. Over here, we're getting into our big 50s GM, couple 58 Pontiacs, and let's get into some Cadillacs. Here are some of our 55s right here. Fleetwood 4-door, Coupe de Ville, Series 62 hardtop, and a sedan. I've got these 5 here. I've got a convertible in the building, and I've got one more Coupe de Ville in town. So. There's the Cadillacs that we were talking about.
Bobby Smith says, I want the white 55 Caddy.
There's another Studebaker 47, 48 or a Studebaker truck like we'd had some questions about. 66 Coronet 2-door hardtop. 58 Special. What else is interesting? Here's some stuff that's been coming in recently. The 48 Fleet Line came in last fall. The 48 Pontiac 2-door fastback came in last year. Towards the end of the year. There's a rough 68 Cutlass body. Oh, we still got Mike Strauss on. There's that Pacer wagon right there from the Mike Strauss collection. Wood grain and all. It's a big styling unit. '42 Plymouth Coupe. It's a seldom seen car, kind of a neat car. 60 Rambler station wagon, 52 Chevy, 56 Buick.
Haven't seen that Gremlin, Bobby Smith.
Oh yeah, we just passed a Gremlin. Here's a cool truck. We'll try to work our way back to that Gremlin if we get a minute. This is something that's kind of different. This is a 39 Ford Railway Express truck. It's kind of cool.
Strauss says she's a beauty.
51 Special 2-door sedan. Half-body Firebird Camaro stuff. I guess we'll just head right down the middle here. And if you guys see something, you know, throw it up there. We're just going to kind of walk right down the middle of some of this stuff. This is kind of how I'm trying to sort. I'm trying to keep stuff in groups. This stuff up here is going to be 50s era GM, which I've kind of got a pretty good start. 54 Pontiac wagon, 57 Bel Air 4-door hardtop, 50 Super, 48 Fleet Line, 50 Chevy panel, another 57 Bel Air 4-door hardtop, 41 Pontiac, Chevy pickup that needs to be moved off to a different section. 58 Pontiac. GM trucks. I've got this group for GM trucks. I'm going to have to move these because I need more room for the 50s cars. Obviously, that's one thing that this big bulk load over by our neighbor is changing dramatically is where to put everything and trying to keep it halfway sorted so I can find stuff. So, lots of GM trucks here. This is pretty much all 50s and 60s era GM. There's going to be a little bit of 40s in here. Here's the other end of the A-body stuff. Oh. We can look down that row, we can see more GM trucks there. Over here on this side is stuff that there was room, so it got dumped. Some Skylarks, a couple of 52 Pontiacs, a Tempest, and a couple of Buick Skylarks that need to be put away.
You didn't go back to the Gremlin.
No, we didn't get back to the sorry about that. We didn't get back to the Gremlin. This whole area here is mismatch of stuff that needs to be put away. The DeSoto wagon's over there. I don't know if our DeSoto wagon guy's still on, but the DeSoto wagon's over there.
Thomas Brannon says he needs a first-gen Camaro body.
I don't have any first gens at all. This is big 60s era GM cars. Once again, this whole section is going to get moved and realigned to a different area. International pickups. There's a lot of internationals in this area. And you can see down here, I've started moving a few Chevy trucks into this area. These big GMs are going to get moved back over to the other corner where all the other big 60s GM cars are already at.
Strauss says you did a great job of spraying.
He's just jealous of my spray rig.
Parts pick up by appointment.
Yes, you can pick up parts by appointment. That's not a problem.
70 to 73 interior pieces.
There again, we don't know what. Let's walk through some of these internationals. We've had several people asking about internationals. We've got a pretty good row of them right here. A lot of early 50s era stuff. 56 International 4-wheel drive. And I started moving a few Chevy trucks over to this section as I'm starting to move out the big GM cars. I'm moving in some, starting to put some Chevy pickups over here because they're going to have to shift this way. So.
You mentioned 60 era cars. What models?
A little bit of everything. Depends on what you're looking for.
Any 50 to 53 Chevy panel trucks?
Just the one body we looked at earlier, and it's pretty rough.
Oh, Camaro on the 70 to 73 interior pieces.
I don't have any small back window Camaros at all. Chevy step van, a few Chevy pickups there. Dodge A100 over there, got kind of his little nose peeking out. But here's some of the 60s stuff we were talking about that's getting moved. This is all 60s era GM stuff. There's the 69 Eldorado. We had a question about that earlier. I don't know if those people are still with us or not. But we'll work our way back out to the middle and kind of walk down the middle a little bit more. And we'll start here. We've got another 54 Pontiac station wagon that's out of place because this is small part stuff. 54 Plymouth two-door station wagon behind it. 70 Challenger, 70 Duster. We did have somebody asking about Woodies. Here's the remains of the only Woody I've got here. This is a 48 Plymouth Woody station wagon. And obviously the wood pretty much rots off of these. There's a lot of the metal pieces are still stuck up under in there. I've got it all stacked in there, the wheel wells and things like that.
Bobby Smith, you haven't mentioned Disco. Got any?
Disco?
I don't know.
I don't know. Fords. We haven't talked a lot about Fords. We got Fords right here, so let's talk about some Fords.
Divco. Dang, autocorrect.
Oh, don't have any Divcos. No Divcos. 67 or 68 Mustang Coupe, 70 Mustang Grande. I think that car's got a 351 Cleveland in it, if I remember right what the guy told me. 65 Ford Fairlane Sports Coupe, factory air, factory buckets console, some Falcons, 55, 56 Mercuries, a few 56 Fords, Ford trucks. Let's go walk around a few Ford trucks. I'm sure some people want to see some of that. I usually have a lot of requests for people want to see Ford truck stuff. Here's some of these bigger trucks. So this is another common question. When you see a lot of these bigger trucks, they're cut in half. And people ask me, why do you cut them in half? If they're these trucks, big trucks that were cut in half, they were like big farm trucks. I've got a section over there of ones that have not been cut off. That's the problem. They're so big, I have to put them off by themselves. They take up so much real estate. If I'm buying trucks like this, especially if I'm buying them from a scrap guy, the rear ends of these trucks, believe it or not, are heavier than the front ends. If I pick up a complete farm truck, like a 2-ton farm truck with a loader, I have to cheat the forks towards the rear end because the rear ends are so heavy. So if I'm buying it from a scrap guy, I don't need to buy all that extra weight for no reason. Plus, if I'm going to get a bunch of them, when they're cut off and short like these are here, I guess our best, we got one right here we can see real clear. This 52 Ford. If they're cut off like this, I can put 2 of those on the trailer at once. So that makes it even handier. They're easier to haul, they're easier to store, they don't take up near as much real estate. I'm not buying a whole bunch of junk iron that I don't need.
Okay, we got Dave Wilson watching.
Dave Wilson.
Hi, Davey. And any 39 Plymouth P7s or P8 truck lids or any parts at all?
I've got 139 Plymouth 4-door cars, all I've got.
How solid are the Wagoneers?
I've got that one Grand Wagoneer. I'd have to look at it. I think it's pretty solid because it was sitting up on blocks when I bought it, and it has been for years. So I think it's pretty solid. I'd have to look it over. Here's something interesting right here behind us. This is a mid-20s white. Supposedly this was a fire truck. There was no apparatus left when I got it. This thing is a beast. This is a cool truck. Look at this. This rear tire is flat and it's almost to my waist. I don't know. In his day, this thing had to have been a monster. That's a cool truck. It had the original white aluminum grill shell and radiator on it. That's why I bought it. I had to take that off because I wanted to put it in my shop. So I've got it off and inside, but that's a cool piece. So what else we got here? 40 Buick, not a lot left of it. Let's get in here and walk around some of these Ford pickups. I know some guys want to see some of that stuff. So we'll see if we can weasel our way in here and look around a little bit. Here's a 55 F250.
I can't even see where you're looking. Where were you pointing?
55 F250 right there.
Right in front of me.
48 to 50 F1. 71 or 72 here. 38 or 39 1-ton. 40 to 47. Several more 48 to 50. 48 to 50s up here. Here's a rough 38, 39 half-ton. Most of the sheet metal's there, but it's a pretty rough little pickup. What else do we have? Where else should we go?
Out of the mud.
Out of the mud.
Please.
We got one vote for out of the mud. Let's cut up through here.
Wife vote trumps all.
Oh boy. Is everybody done or we need more? What's everybody want to do? Are we starting
57, 60 Ford trucks.
57 to what?
60.
57 to 64 trucks. I don't have anything that's intact. I've got a lot of them, but nothing that's like a real good project. If you need parts, I've got a lot of stuff for them.
We got 48 still on.
Okay. We still want to look at some more stuff. Where do we want to go? What do you want to see? Just let us know. We'll keep looking. Here's some more Falcons. A couple of Falcon station wagons. Cougar, shoebox 49 Ford. Mustang 2, 59 Thunderbird.
Any old Mustangs just popped up.
79 Thunderbird, 67 Galaxy. Another Edsel. 64 tube, 4 two-door post. Over here we got a 60 Chevy half short custom cab pickup.
66 Chevelle front clip.
Nothing there. 57 Ford truck and another mid-70s Ford that just came in.
For me, just the 69 Mustang 65 C10 fenders.
65 C10 fenders?
Yes.
I don't have anything there. Here's this mid-70s Ford pickup that just come in. Haven't really touched it much. Got a pretty nice 51, 52 Ford truck front clip. It's got a little bit of rust in it, but it's not too bad. That's a pretty decent front end if somebody's doing a 51 or 52 Ford. So, what direction do we go next? What's anybody want to see? Anybody have any other questions, or should we go ahead and start wrapping her up?
I'm not seeing anything just yet.
Is that about it? We're done with questions. Everybody caught up? And
Any GTOs?
some 67 stuff, but specifically GTO. I got a lot of Tempest Le Mans stuff. Well, I guess we'll head down here. We'll look at a few more trucks. We'll look at some of these farm trucks and
60s wagons?
60s wagons. Depends on what you're looking for. I've got some 60s wagons.
70 Novia? Or is that just for Nova?
But Nova?
I said Novia, but I have a feeling it might be a typo.
I don't have any Nova wagons.
John Deere grill, Strauss. You've got those.
I got a tractor guy I can send you to.
Builder dusters,
I've got 3 dusters, but I wouldn't consider any of them really good builders.
64 El Camino parts.
Nothing there.
Price on a whole car.
Every one of them's different.
Thank you for the tour. Love seeing and everything.
You're more than welcome. That's why we're here. It's fun to do. We're glad you're here with us. There ain't very much fun with us for us if we don't have you guys hanging out with us. So.
Nice job. Pretty knowledgeable about your vehicles.
Thank you.
Did I say 60s wagons?
60s wagons, yeah, we didn't know what.
Where are y'all located?
Great Bend, Kansas. Okay, let's start looking at some other stuff here. Oh, here's something cool.
What is that behind you? I'm not sure if it was like, I just saw this one.
Okay.
My youngest son is building a 72 Ford truck.
We've got some 67 to 72 Fords.
I wonder, what is that behind you? I wonder if it's this truck with this thing on it.
I don't know. Be a little more specific with that and give us something, a description. We'll try to catch it.
I was trying to read comments and walk at the same time against the sun. So I wasn't quite sure when that came through.
Here's something cool. Factory flatbeds for Ford trucks. Something you don't see very often. I've got a couple of these pickup beds. I've got a couple of the bigger 1.5-ton factory beds also. So
69 Chevelle parts.
I've got 169 Chevelle 2-door hardtop body. There's not a lot left of it.
Behind us to our right.
There's a couple of 59 Ford trucks right there. Behind us to our right. Color, type, description, type of vehicle, or kind of type of vehicle, or
The bus to the left, someone's asking about.
okay.
That's a little bus.
It's not even a bus, actually. That was a 40 to 47 Ford panel truck that somebody made into a bus. They cut those windows into the side of it. It's kind of a unique piece, but it's really rough. It was wrecked years ago. The cowl's bent. Somebody cut on the body already with a torch. It's a cool looking piece, but I don't know what it's really good for. And it's kind of rough, so I put it up there on that flatbed so it's out of the way. It's not sitting on the ground and gonna get torn up any worse. 63 Chevy pickup ladder truck. 48 53 Chevy, 57 Ford, 50 to 52 International, 36 International, 49 Studebaker in that row. Another 42 to 47 Ford truck there. Let's see, what else we got in here? 55, 56 GMC.
There's one of our Bobcat paw prints.
What?
The Bobcat paw print.
I have to look at the
pretty
cameras.
big.
Go look at the camera and see if we can find some more pictures of him.
69 Chevelle seats are interior.
It depends on which seat you need. 55 to 56 GMC. There are a couple of 48 to 50 Fords right here.
Tom Leith, I've been called an authority on parts and cars, and I think I just meet the guru to cars. Thanks for the memories and the show. Good job on both your counts.
Thank you. We appreciate it. We appreciate you guys being here. It's not much fun to walk around with a phone and not have anybody hanging out with us. So
Any old milk trucks, Divco, International Harvester, etc.
nothing there. Other than that, I've got that one Chevy step van. What else we got? Internationals. You can always tell by the split back window on these early 50 Internationals. 50 to 52, this was an L, this was a 53 to 55R. We had some questions about the big Internationals. Here's a K6 or 7 right here. Had a question about that earlier if you're still with us. What else do we have? A couple of 41 to 46 Chevys. 37, 38 Chevy. And another body that I had sitting around. I had to find a place to put it. It's like a 36 Packard, I think. 34, 35, 36 Packard body. There was room on the frame behind that truck, so I threw it on there. Keeps it up off the ground, keeps it from getting any worse. So
Got 55 still with us. Sorry.
okay. What else? Does anybody want to see anything else? Should we go ahead and call it and wrap it up? What do you guys want us to do? Whatever you guys think, whatever you want to see, happy to show it to you. The stuff over next door that we caught earlier, I will start putting regular videos on the Nobody Show page. We'll try to start working through that inventory a little bit at a time. So we've got a whole bunch of new Nobody Shows coming. If you're not on the Nobody Show page, please jump over and like and follow that page also. Or check us out on YouTube. Nobody Show on YouTube. We're trying to get that built up also, so we get good subscribers and good traction over there. So check out the Nobody Show page on either YouTube or Facebook.
So need to buy a remote microphone or don't walk away from the camera, otherwise carry on. 60 Ford F100 battery tray.
I'd have to see if I had anything.
Look inside of the trucks.
Look inside of some trucks. Okay.
Show us the camera person. Oh no, thank you.
Oh, where should we go next? All this other stuff, we can walk through all this miscellaneous stuff that doesn't have a home yet because it got dumped out in a big open area. Just because we needed a place to put it. So we'll work our way over through this stuff. Okay, a lot of this stuff in this group came in from my dad's place, so some of it has had parts stripped off of it over the years. Some of it came from other places, a lot of it came from his. But my buddy BJ Heine has been out here working. He got all this dirt leveled out for us. This whole big area out here was so low before. If we had any amount of rain, I had ducks out here. So fortunately, he's got this all leveled out here to where I can start using it, which was good because I had all this stuff coming in and I needed a place to dump it. So it got dumped. So we'll start walking through some of this. There's no rhyme or reason to any of this other than there was a hole there when it came in and got unloaded. So anyway.
How about that red, white, square body?
Yeah, we'll get to that. 76 half-ton long bed 2-wheel drive. Anyway, 50 Pontiac, 53 Pontiac 2-door sedan. 64 Galaxy 500. This car is rough, unfortunately, and also the good stuff is gone. But you look at the tag on this car, and it was a black 390 4-speed. 4-speed's gone. Car's rough. It's been hit on the other side, but still a cool car. A couple of 78, 79 Regals. Here's this square body. This pickup's no cherry by any means. In fact, it's a little bit rough. But I bought it from an iron guy, and if I didn't buy it and didn't bring it in here, it was going to be about this tall by now. So that wouldn't have done anybody any good at all. So it's here. And like I said, it definitely ain't the best, but its other fate was a lot worse, especially if anybody ever needs anything off of it. So we'll keep working through here. 78 Buick Riviera. That's a very seldom seen body style.
You can't even, there, come right there. In your GM car section, I saw a 64 Impala. I think it was red with no front end. Interested in interior seats.
The springs may be there. There's nothing good inside of it. I think it's probably that 4-door hardtop. 77 Electra. Trio of 55 Pontiacs. 41 Pontiac 2-door Streamliner.
Mud.
It's not sinking though.
You are too.
54 F100 with a fixable, not a perfect, but a fixable short bed on it. 76 Buick Century. We can head out front.
Yeah, look at your shoes.
I know. Let's head back out front. We're getting a little softer as we get down there and they're a little further. So we'll try to swing around the outside edge.
Great show, fun watching, very knowledgeable and need help with IHC identification in future. Sorry about the hair. Beer time, cheers, Strauss. I made cookies, Strauss.
Okay, let's get up here. We got a little more solid ground out front here.
Any 65, 68 Chevy 3-speed overdrive manual transmission?
I've got a 67 Chevelle that's got one in it. I don't know anything about it, but it was a 3-speed overdrive. Okay. Right behind us here, 2 more 55 Pontiacs. We're in good shape on 55 Pontiacs right now. Here's the International Scout that just came in recently.
Definitely will get a hold of you. I want to make a rat rod.
Early 70s, like a 72, 73 era Chevy Love. Which you don't see anymore. I'm getting calls for those things. So I grabbed it. Big two-door Jeep Cherokee.
Any 63 Oldsmobiles?
I don't think there's any 63s.
Yeah, Strauss, I made cookies, but Chad ate them all.
89 or 90 Jeep Grand Wagoneer. These things are getting crazy popular. And this is a pretty decent old truck with a lot of good pieces on it. So, 48 Pontiac.
What is that?
Boat Tail Rivieras. Several 71 to 73 Boat Tail Rivieras. So this has been just kind of a mismatch area. There's room there, drop it, and that's kind of what happened. So anyway, lots of exciting things going on. Any other specific questions? Anything anybody wants to see? Anything anybody wants us to swing by real quick? And if not, we'll probably go ahead and wrap this one up. We can do more of these. We can do whatever you guys want. I mean, just let me know. It's fun to do. It's work. I'll tell you what, I'm wore out. I'm sure Shayla's wore out.
Weather permitting right now at this time.
Yeah, this time of the year, it's weather permitting. We can do a lot deeper dives, a lot more focused sections, and spend some time walking around the specific vehicles in them.
69 Torino fastback roof.
Nothing there, no 69 Torinos. And like I said, the new inventory we started with on the other side, I will start posting regular videos on the Nobody's Show page for that. So jump on over, make sure you like and follow the Nobody Show page, or jump on over to YouTube and catch it on YouTube. I post on there 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Both of them, Facebook and YouTube, both get the shows right away on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I post it on Facebook at 7 and YouTube shortly thereafter. So
Thanks, Chad. You guys rock. Look at the Cleveland. I can tell if it is or not. I'm not sure.
okay, we may have to catch that next time. I think that hood's jammed up. I think that's why I've never looked. I think that's why the guy told me that, and I don't think I've ever even looked at it. So we may try to catch that one, and that's what I think we can do on some of these. If you guys want to do specific walk-arounds, say we do the Fords one time, or the Ford trucks one time, or the Dodge trucks, we can do all that too. And we'll start getting the regular videos posted on the Nobody Show page of the new stuff. Lots of this stuff I've shot pictures of, like the 59 Internationals and some of that stuff. I've shot pictures of them, but I haven't posted them yet. Those will be coming soon. So stick with us. Thanks for being here. I feel honored that you guys take some time out of your day to hang out with me.
Daniel Unfilled, do I need to call to find out what's available on the 69 Mustang? Would that be better?
That's the only thing to do, is to call me, yeah. But on 69 Mustang, I don't really have much either, so.
Everybody's saying, thanks for the show. Been fun seeing the history. Awesome. Thanks, man. Thank you for the tour. Would love to see more tours.
We'll try to start doing some more regularly, like I said, weather permitting. We'll try to get in somewhat of a cycle on doing some of them. I built this really cool phone holder today out of a broomstick and 2 clips, so we're set to do both pages, I think. I did give you some phone holders I just screwed to a broomstick, so it does work. But it ain't pretty, but it works. It gets the job done.
Sorry if it's been wobbly, guys. I've been trucking through mud.
So anyway, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're here. It's fun. We enjoy it, and we thank you for hanging out with us. And I hope you do enjoy it. So anyway, any questions, give me a call. Thanks for being here. We'll bring you some more. Watch for some specific stuff on the show page coming up in the new inventory. And we'll try to get another one of these done here sometime, weather permitting, in the next month or so. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we will catch you next time.